I had 3 skull fractures, some slight brain bleeding. I had a broken C5. It's pretty much gone. It's crushed. I have a spacer there now. Broken ribs, punctured lung, a broken scapula. I did so many sports all throughout school, elementary school. I played softball, soccer, basketball. I did like every sport in high school. I did track, cheerleading. I think I did soccer. No, that was in middle school, but I mean sports all throughout my life. And then in high school, I did varsity track and cheerleading. I actually got a scholarship for cheerleading, and so that was what started out my high school career. But then I got back into racing, which was my real passion. I just loved racing with everything I had. In 2008, I did the Wild West National Series, and I got first 34 out of 36 races. And every time I wasn't out on the track racing, I was either in school or working or out on the track riding. I just loved it. But then along with that sport also came lots of injuries, which is how I got into fitness, because I broke both of my legs. And what happened was I was downhill jump and I flat landed and broke the tib, fib, and talus in my left leg, and then the tib and talus in my right leg. And so I was in a wheelchair for 3 months, and just like that time the doctor said, it's most likely that you're not going to be able to really run again. It's going to take you a really long time to heal. So I felt so depressed. That was the first time I'd ever been told anything like that, and been told what I was gonna do. So I started working out. I was still in walking boots when I went to the gym. Me and my mom would go to the gym, and I would take off my walking boots and put on tennis shoes, and everyone's like, this girl's like working out, and she just took off casts on her legs. So it's kind of funny, but I would put my tennis shoes on and I do stabilizing exercises, and I worked out with a trainer there, and she said, with the way that you talk to people and your passion for working out, she's like, you would be a really good trainer. And that was after I'd been working out for a while, of course, and learned more about it, and I just loved it so much. I loved working out. And then I ended up getting the manager's position at a gym, and the owner sponsored me to do some fitness shows. So my very first fitness show was the World Championships, and I was just like, what? Like, you're gonna have me do the World Championships? And I've never done a show before, and I ended up doing really good. I got third in the bikini category, and then I got first in the sports model category. So in 2011, I was titled the World Championship Natural Bodybuilding Sports Model, which was pretty cool. And then I went on to the Natural Bodybuilding Olympia, and I didn't place in that one, but I mean, for my second competition ever, I felt honored to be on that stage at all. So I was riding my bike to work, and I was riding down this big hill, and there's like a 4-track crossing at the bottom, and I was going down the hill, and I don't remember the accident, but what I was told is that I saw the guard go down and the train go by, but then it passed, so I didn't try to brake or anything. I just kept going, and then there was another train coming the other way, and the guards started to go back down, but I didn't see it because of all the traffic and the buildings and stuff. So I just kept going, and it was going 45 miles an hour, and I saw it the last second, and I stop, and so I tried to turn, I guess, and then the train just got me. So I was in the hospital a total of 3 months, and the first 2 weeks I was in the ICU. I don't remember a lot of it. I was very sedated. They had me in an induced coma for a little while. So when I woke up, I couldn't move anything. I couldn't. I had a neck brace on, so I could really only turn my head like a tiny bit, and I could barely just, twitch my hand. I couldn't move much of my hand, even at all. Like I still can't use my hand functionally, but just moving it side to side was, all I could really do. I couldn't lift up at the time, so I could move it side to side, but it was down, like by my hip, by my leg, and so that's all I could do in ICU, and that's a pretty scary feeling. When I was in the hospital, we were doing this research on different therapy clinics, and Elko is a very secluded area. So there's nothing, Reno's 4 hours away on one side, and Salt Lake's 4 hours away on the other side. Boise is 4 hours away in the other direction. It's a very secluded area, so we had no idea where we were gonna go, and we found NeuroWorks, and they had, pools, they did aquatic therapy, they worked on standing, they have been said to have the most walking quadriplegics, all over, so we're like, that's where we want to go. And so about 3 weeks after I got out of the hospital, we just started coming here. So it's a 4-hour drive, and we stay in the NeuroWorks apartment, and we do that every Tuesday through Thursday, and we've been doing that for about almost 2 years, or a year and a half, I guess, since I got out of the hospital. So they work on me with a bunch of different things. I've done the aquatic therapy, like I said. They do standing with me. They've walked me on the Locomat. They do a lot of upper body strengthening. And so when I first started out, I told them, my goal is to get up and walking again, which of course it still is. That's a huge goal, and I believe one day that I'm definitely gonna achieve that. But once you start working out with an injury like this, it makes you really think, and so I've made a few smaller goals too, and I want to be able to transfer myself, and I think that would help out, my friends and family a lot, the people that are taking care of me. I really want that upper body strength. So, and then, I really want my hands, which is something I kind of do in OT mostly, but I definitely try to do it here when we're working, with bands and stuff. I try to hang on to them, and so my goals, I have a lot of them, but yeah, it's been great. They've done a lot for me. I wake up, an hour or so before everyone else gets up, and since I can't move, it's just like, I lay there and look around, try to think some things up, what I'm gonna do that day, or maybe just think of a funny joke to tell, or I haven't gotten much better at my jokes, but anyways. Then, my mom comes in, she gets me out of bed, transfers me onto my shower chair, and then we do the morning program. Another story for another time. That takes about an hour, and then once I get done with that, I usually go in and take a shower, and then I'll usually blow dry my hair, and then we go eat breakfast, and put all my braces on, all that stuff, get dressed, and then I brush my teeth and put on my makeup, and make sure that my computer's set up for the day, or I might have homework, or I'm going to school, so I'm taking classes, so I usually actually have quite a bit of homework on weekends at least. And then throughout the week I'm in therapy, so I usually spend a good remainder of my day there, at least 4 or 5 hours sometimes, and then go home. Maybe I'll have more homework throughout the week, and then my mom usually transfers me to bed and go to sleep. I've always wanted to be great or do something so great that it was going to be memorable for other people around me and for me. And I think that this injury, at first, when I was first injured, I just didn't think that was really going to be possible anymore. But now that I've been where I've been and I've seen what I've seen, and throughout this injury, I know that overcoming this injury, whether it be physically or whether it be mentally, I think that is a great thing. It's, for anybody who goes through this injury, it's very hard. And so if you can overcome it and still be happy, I think that's a very great thing. And the only thing that's led me to that is by being active and still doing what I love. Before it was, riding motocross and doing fitness and, having that adrenaline and going all the time. And I've learned that I can still do that, and I might have to do it different ways. But, last weekend I went out with my friend in his Razor, and we climbed the biggest hills we could find. We were jumping it, and got my adrenaline going. I still got to do that. I still come to therapy and go to the gym, and I'm active, and I still get to do all that stuff. And like I said, I have to do it a different way, but I can still do it. And I think that being active is what is going to help me overcome it, both physically and mentally. And my goals are set high for the physical aspect, and it's hard to say whether or not I'll for surely ever reach them. I would like to think that I will, but even if I don't, by trying to reach a goal that big and by still being active and doing all this stuff, I feel like just because I don't reach that goal doesn't mean that it's not gonna make me the best me that I can be. I'm still gonna get as strong as I can and try my best and my hardest, and I'm sure that in the end of all of it, I'm not gonna ever say that I didn't try or that I didn't go out and give it my all, and I think that will make me happy. So, and I think that other people around me can see that too, at least I hope. I don't remember anything, I was just told, but I was told that I was my arms have definitely come a long way. Don't want to whip out the guns in here, but well, I can't. Dang it. She gets mad. Roxanne is my body. Me and her are not the same, because for one, she doesn't listen to me. She is so rebellious. If I'm cursing names at someone, it's not gonna be myself. If we're ever gonna do any name calling, it's Roxanne.